Hi, I'm Connor,
Hi, I'm Celia.
and this is what being an adult has taught us. One very important thing I've come to notice is that you don't actually realize how many things cost money.
Yeah, nothing is free when you're an adult. You always need a job, you always need money, there's always bills to pay, there's always responsibilities that need to get done.
Yeah. And you don't realize that tiny things like soap and shampoo and water and laundry detergent, you have to be buying all this stuff. That didn't come to my mind when I first moved out. I wasn't thinking about all that.
And toilet paper is super expensive. Toilet paper, man. Toilet paper.
Oh yeah. And water. Just regular water bottles. I go through a whole pack in a week. It's unreal.
And always having to buy new stuff because it gets used up so fast. You don't realize how much you go through. Nothing is free and you have to work for everything. Another thing is you don't always have to know what you're going to be when you grow up or ever. You can always go back to school. You can think you really have a passion for something and go to school for it, and then you can graduate and just be like, oh, this is not my calling. I want to go back to school and do something completely different. There's nothing wrong with that, and you don't have to be in school either to be learning. School is just only part of learning, and as soon as you stop learning, you stop living. You learn from your friends.
I've come to learn that working is very important to have money.
Life is just about growing as a person and learning your flaws and changing yourself.
Yeah. You can learn from your friends. You can learn a lot from your friends. I learned pretty much everything I know from Celia. I knew nothing before I met her. I'm just kidding.
I feel like I've learned a lot of how to express myself through Connor. I feel like he's taught me clothes is an expression of myself, and my hair is an expression of myself, and what I do when I wake up in the morning is an expression of myself, and I should show people this is who I am.
I taught you that. So they taught me not to care what people thought, and that other people's opinions of you don't matter at all.
Oh, me? Oh, really?
At all. And you can be as weird as you want. Because me and Celia are so weird.
We're so weird.
But that's okay. It is so okay to be weird. Be weird.
Be weird, man.
We're going off topic.
So, as you get older, you realize that there's a big difference between not caring what other people think about you and being being mean. I don't have to care if they don't like how I look, but I don't have to go out of my way to make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, you don't have to care about their opinion, but you do have to respect it.
Also, being an adult, you love being alone. I love having alone time.
Yeah, in high school you spend all your time trying to make friends and being with the big crowds, having all these friends, but when you get out of high school, literally you only want three friends because being alone is the best feeling ever.
Or the fact that it's so hard to make time for those three friends. You're just I'm booked. Oh my god.
You will never, after you graduate, it'll never be the same. After you go to college, it'll never be the same. You'll never have as much time as you did before.
Yeah, definitely.
One actually very important thing I've learned after getting out of high school is that who you are in high school doesn't define you as who you are out of high school. Me, when I was in high school, was a completely different person than I am right now.
I think people's opinions and what they have to say about you only lasts as long as you let it affect you. And something I really wish I did in high school was just let it bounce off of me, because instead of doing that, I felt it as a personal attack, and it hurt my feelings, and I was oh, that's so mean, and I have to belittle them now, and I would just be so mean back to people. I would just cut them down. I would just be oh, well, you're gonna hurt my feelings, I'm gonna hurt your feelings twice as much.
And when you get older, if people are being mean to you, that's the least of your problems. You have such bigger problems to worry about, such more important things to worry about when you're older, that people's opinions of you pretty much you don't even hear them, because you have your mind full of so many different thoughts that are way more important than people's opinions about you.
Making friends as an adult?
Not easy.
Especially like being our age where we can't even like go to bars legally. Like it's pretty rough.
The only time you actually like meet people is when you go to parties and stuff, and it's like you're not really meeting the actual person.
And like sometimes you're not always friends with your roommates. So like it can be really tough to like make friends when you're not in your hometown anymore, especially when you don't know anyone. Like you're literally there's no one you know around you, and it's can be really tough, especially when you're introverted and like you get tired just trying to like put so much energy out into like making new friends and feeling like you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, like the cool thing I had when I actually, whoa, cool thing I had when I went to college for the first time, like when I actually moved out and stayed in a dorm, is I actually had someone I knew at that college. So me and them, it was a lot easier for both of us to go and approach people than it was to go by yourself.
It can be a little much, but like now I have friends, and like, making new friends can be very difficult, but keeping your close friends by is awesome.
But also, don't give up on making friends. Like if you haven't made friends with the first week or so, don't give up, because there's someone out there who doesn't have any friends. So it's like you always make friends. It'll happen. You're gonna find someone that's gonna be your friend. Trust me. Because we're the weirdest people you've ever met, and we have friends. So it's possible. It can be done.
Don't ever stop expanding your horizons, because knowing people just helps you out way more than not knowing people. Don't be afraid to like speak up for yourself, get to know people, and just like break that initial shell, because once you start getting used to it, it's not bad.
Yeah. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do it alone.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And another thing I've learned is that there's a lot of things that you can get away with as being a teenager in high school. Just like when you're in college, you can't get away with not doing your assignments because you're there. This is your career you're in school for, and like people take it serious, and you should take it serious too.
Not only in college, but definitely like with bills. Like you can't put off bills. You can't like put off responsibilities like getting your registration done for your car. Like you can't drive around without insurance. Like there's a lot of stuff you have to do, and if you don't do it, you can get in a lot of trouble. It's not just going to be your parents yelling at you, it's like you getting in legal trouble. Like if you don't pay your bills, like there's going to be people calling on your house. You're not going to have electricity, you're not going to have an apartment. You have to like get your stuff together, and you have to get your stuff done, or else you're going to face the immediate consequence of it, because you don't have your parents there to like hold your hands. It's a lot harder than you anticipate when you're in high school, because you're just like, oh well, it's a lot easier, like my parents do it just fine. Well, your parents have had a lot of time to like figure their stuff out, and it's pretty hard.
You gain you gain a whole new respect for your parents. I never realized how hard they actually had it until, and they have it 10 times harder because they have to worry about like everyone, you know what I mean? They have to worry about you and your siblings when we just have to worry about ourselves. But it's like, I never realized how hard it was going to be until I moved out and was completely on my own. I didn't realize how little I knew about like bills and credit scores and all that stuff. I didn't realize how like, what's that word? Naive? Is that the word?
Yeah, naive is a good word, yep.
I was so ready to get out of high school and move out that I wasn't even thinking about like bills and all this stuff, all these big responsibilities that I'm going to have, money. Like I wasn't even thinking about that. All I could think about was that I'm getting out of the house, and then when I got out of the house, all I wanted to do was go back because I had no idea what I was doing.
Like parents or guardians, like when someone's like paying the bills for you, it's a lot different. You're just like, oh, I have so much to take care of in high school. Like I have homework, and I have friends, and I have to fill up my car, and I have to like car payments. Oh my god, my life is so hard. But like, yeah, when you have like triple that when you're an adult.
Like I made sure every time I leave a room I turn the light on, or if I'm not like in desperate need of that light, I turn it off because I don't need that on my electricity bill or water. Like I used to take like 20-minute showers when I was in high school. Like I used to take the longest showers, and now I probably take like a 5.5-minute shower. I'm in and out. Like,
yeah, same. Like every time
But that also means, like, I don't want you to think that we're, like, scaring you. You know, like, you're gonna figure it out. I don't want, like, I don't want us to, like, scare you.
Yeah, I mean, like, it just takes a hot minute before you figure it out. Like, once you start to, you know, realize, oh, this costs money, oh, this costs money, and you just, like, start to, like, think about it more, and you start to become more aware, and then it starts to slowly become easier and easier. But, you know, when you first start out, it's like, it's a lot, but you get used to it, and you become an adult after a while. Like, you're just like, oh, this is what I have to do, and it just becomes normal. But in the beginning, it's not.
Like, things like tiny things. Like, my parents would always, like, throw away things in the fridge after it got bad, so I never really had to do that, and I forget to do that. So, like, things in my fridge, like vegetables and fruit and stuff, I'll, like, look at it and it'll be, like, rotted, and I'm just, like, sick.
I just threw away like $2 to $5. It's like, or like, oh, that's awesome, I just wasted my money, this is in the garbage now.
Yeah, like I savor every single bite I have. I try to, like, whenever I get takeout or whenever I make, like, a meal, I try to make it last as long as I can, just for that reason, for money purposes.
It can be tough. It can be tough, especially like when it's not only you in the house and you have to like make sure like people aren't eating your food.
Like, you have a whole new relationship when you actually live with someone. Like, spending a lot of time with someone is so different than living with someone, you know?
It's way funner than it sounds, I swear. Like, you have a place of your own. Like, you have, like, when you feel so accomplished, though. Like, once you figure it out, once you start doing it, you feel accomplished. Like, you're like, I did it. Like, I am paying my bills. Have my own food. I'm doing it. Like, you're just like, I'm so happy. And you can have your friends over. And it's so rewarding.
Yeah. It's honestly the best. It's, like, the hardest thing, but it's also the best thing. Like, now it's just like, oh, I just pay my rent. I don't even, it's nothing like I don't, it's just, you get used to it. You adapt. Big word.
Yeah. We are accomplished. I think we talked about all of the points that we wanted to.
So we hope that this helped you in any way, or at least you got some joy out of it, or misery. Don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be scared. Embrace it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I've had a lot of change of heart about things and learned how to respect people, and I'm not afraid to ask questions. Definitely becoming an adult has made me a different person. Being an adult is hard, but it's fun. Well, I hope you enjoyed our video.
Until next time.
Bye! Connor's fixing his hair.
And I don't know where I'm going with this. I'll say this one. Let me just get the sweat off the back of my neck. I'm, like, dying over here. What was the last thing you said? Do you remember? Like, just now? I
have no idea. Don't know. I'm so helpful. I'm such a helpful friend.
And another thing. Whoa. I think my ear just came clear. Yeah. Okay. Thank God for editing. That's all I have to say. Something that was on, like, oh my God, I'm, like, sweating.
Keep track of. There's someone getting in my house, so wait a second. Okay. Hope you enjoy our and a fun ending note. Fun ending notes. Do you want me to start or you to start?
You start, and then I'll go on. How different life is when you're an adult. But